Hey, lovelies. Welcome to my creative meditation for today and happy Rave New Year. So today we're going to be looking at gate 41, which in human design is the start codon, is the initial igniting new beginning of the Rave New Year. Interesting that the 41 is in the root center. So it is an impulse to move out, to move into, to move towards. And it's often called imagination. So it's often about fantasizing, imagining something new, but that not being from this inspirational place up here, but being from this very yin movement down here. So we're going to start our creative meditation today with a very simple 4 or 5 minute meditation. We'll get into our senses, into our bodies. From there, I'll be doing a very easy creative meditation. So have your art materials nearby. I'm going to be using a marker today. You can use whatever you want, pen or pencil. And I have my piece of paper here. And get comfy, get a blankie, get a drink, get whatever you need, and we'll get started. And if you're lost at any stage, pay attention to me and what I'm doing, and you can always use what I'm doing as a guide. But listen to my voice, yes, but really follow your own imagination, follow your own intuition, see where you go and flow with the instructions that I'm giving you. They're there to guide you and to ignite you, perhaps on your own pathway, perhaps in your own drawing, perhaps in your own creative. So let's get started. So we're going to get really comfy this evening. So we're just going to settle our body onto the seat, and even through the very touch of our hands, placing hands on our shoulder, on our chest, down into the sacral, and even just planting those hands on the root center, right down at that Kundalini base of where so much of our impulse and our drive comes from. And I want you to keep your hands there as we simply begin to notice our breath. So you can close your eyes if that feels comfortable, or soften your gaze. And I want you to notice what happens with your breath, but equally, what happens to your belly? What happens to your root as you breathe? So as you breathe in, you may notice the expansion and contraction of the chest, and even the slight rise of the shoulders. Your breath might make it down to the belly, noticing the expansion and contraction of the belly. Or indeed, you might actually be able to bring your in-breath and your out-breath right to the bottom and the base of the belly. And if you can, just continue to breathe. Let's do a couple of breaths, really focusing on the base of our sacrum, the base of our belly, where that gate 41 is positioned. And just notice settling in. You don't have to change anything about the breath. Don't force it or push it. Notice how automatically the breath is doing what it needs to do. It's inhaling and exhaling with its own rhythm, with its own way. So much of what the body does is automatic. Continue to breathe. Continue to allow this breath to travel from the nostrils down the back of the neck, the chest, the belly, and the sacrum. And in your own time, I want you to try and capture that energy. Allow the residue of how you're feeling to make an imprint on your hand. And we're going to move our hands up to the page and just feel the page out for a second. Feel the coolness and the hardness. And then taking somewhere on the hand, somewhere on the fingers, I want you to think about perhaps drawing a pathway. But I want you to do this really slowly. So allowing the pen to touch the side of the hand, feeling the coolness of this, traveling down to the bottom of your page, and allowing your pen to touch the page, and ever so gently allowing the tip of your pen or pencil to create an outline of this pavement. Perhaps getting the top of the page, just allowing this mark follow. And then, with the other hand, I want you to do the same thing, same idea, finding a place on the page that you're comfortable with, finding your pen, touching that hand that's been so close to the root center. And once again, just traversing your hand ever so slowly with the pen. I don't know about for you, but for me, this is the non-dominant hand. So it feels awkward and tricky. Don't let this bother you or worry about it. Remember, this isn't about creating the perfect picture. This is about tuning in to the energy, tuning in to how your hands feel today and the movement of those hands. And now I'm going to change color, but you don't have to. I want you to think about this as a pathway. And here we are at the start of the year, the initial stage, the initial phase of this journey that's going to take place over the year. And I want you to let go of any ideas about what this year should or could or might look like. And I just want you to follow whatever inspiration comes to you. So when we're working at a creative level, we're not always working with what's conscious. We actually begin to work at more subconscious level. So whatever we're drawing is really coming from our imagination. Is there a particular color that we're drawn to for no particular reason? Is there a line that's intriguing? Is there a shape or form emerging from the back of your mind? You really like the idea of playing with. Perhaps you're eager to play with angular straight lines or spirals or circles, never ending. Shapes and forms. Really just letting go of any idea, and returning, even putting your hand that's not drawing onto your root center, onto the very base of that torso of yours, and breathing into this as you make your mark. And as your marks begin to play themselves in front of you onto the page. And even beginning to match this breath of ours to the marks that we're making. I'd like you to try something as you breathe in for your next breath. When you get to the turn of that breath, and you begin to breathe out, allowing the mark to travel down that out breath. So, even doing that together now, breathing in and then breathing out. Just playing this, unfurling, unfolding, imaginative exploration of what this 41 brings to you at this point in time. Remember, it doesn't have to look any particular way. Simply what you're drawn to. Are you into replicating lines again and again and again? Are you looking at doing complete opposite to what you just created? Keeping your breath really going down into this body of yours and seeing what is springing forth from this place of imagination. This is not going to be obvious. This is not going to be literal. This is going to be playing with possibilities, potentials, shapes, and forms. Letting yourself go. And seeing what's emerging in your imagination. What's coming up for you? Are you surprised or curious about how much you seem to be repeating one shape or form? Or do you find yourself not caring, not having to make sense or knowing what this is about, just finding liberation, freedom in what might lie ahead? And in your own way, you might want to keep at this image, keep going, allowing it to unfold more and more and more. And if so, feel free to pause the video. But for now, beginning to bring this exercise to a close. Beginning to put down your pen and pencil. And just look and ask yourself a simple question. What do I see? Whatever is about to happen, whatever is unfolding for us, we can set our intention. We can have our ideas about what we want and what we think we need. But our work through our experiment in human design is to learn how to notice, learn how to witness what is coming towards us, what is emerging around us, and how do we match what's emerging within us to what's happening on the outside as life brings us invitations, experiences, surprises, responses that we get to look forward to and we get to respond to. So thank you, everyone, for your attention this evening. I hope you enjoyed this creative meditation. My work in human design focuses around creativity, and I do one-on-one creative meditation sessions with people where they draw aspects of their chart that they're curious about, that they want more of a sensing, feeling, bodily awareness of their gates, their centers, their design. And I guide and hold people through that exploration. So I'll put the information to that below. And I also hold weekly sessions where we come together in community and we draw the transits together. So we all have our own unique experience of what this year is going to be about. And how do we allow creativity to act as the bridge for us to move forward to whatever's coming next. So if you enjoyed this video, please like and share and subscribe to my channel. And I look forward to seeing you again soon.